Hi guys, and today we are on the Bitcoin USD breakdown on the 4-hour time frame, actually starting this one off because it's not often that we get to say this, but a 4-hour signal that we sent out yesterday, well, it really pulled off and it just flew up. We managed to have this area here where we just had a candlestick absolutely blow up. And it managed to pull through it. Did I hop in this? No, I'm not a 4-hour trader, but for you guys that are your more long-term traders, you're welcome. There you go. Let's go on to what didn't happen though in terms of our lower time frames, and then we'll get on to what I'm thinking about for the rest of the week. So in terms of this 1 hour, remember we were thinking about it coming up to this area here, this 0.71786, messing around and then falling off. And if not, because we were obviously talking about this big black line here, that, you know, it's finding a lot of resistance. We have another previous pivot line here. We were thinking it's not going to go up anywhere near there, and then it's going to continue to fall down, take out all this liquidity, and then fall down. But we did say that we had to have this kind of chart price action hanging about at that time, forming. Of course, we never got that. We never got that. We never hopped in. Even if we were doing the 15 minutes one, we can see here that it just starts to come up to the 0.71. I was looking at it at this time saying, okay, yes, smaller bodies, bigger wick. It's starting to mess around. But then, soon as it broke through here with another massive wick after such a bullish move, well, I knew that there was no possible way of hopping in. And hopefully, if you've been listening to what's been going on over the months that we've been in this, you wouldn't have hopped in. You wouldn't have hopped in. But the question is now, what is going to be done? What do we actually see as occurring here? Because what we were talking about was these were the previous highs. All the way over to here, we found resistance, 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 and now we are finding resistance again along with this pivot line right here. So what are we looking at? What are we thinking? Are there any targets over here that we were previously looking at? Well, yes. I think it was last week or the week before that we started to draw out this massive area where there's just so much liquidity. Liquidity here, massive liquidity. So this is what I'm actually going to do. Because the market keeps on surprising me and it keeps on saying, Alex, I'm going to make you look like a fool, I am going to draw out this Fibonacci sequence. We are here. We are consistently finding highs 1, 2, 3. We have a bottom that we're not breaking, and we have highs we're not breaking. Realistically, we're in a massive accumulation piece. And although I consistently say it, there has to be a pullback now. After a massive move like that, small pullback. Massive move like that, pullback. Massive move like that, pullback. Even when it goes down, there's a pullback. Huge moves like these, massive pullbacks. That's what we're looking at here. And I believe we are going to go in for some sort of a pullback. It makes sense, especially the 50 line is here. We've found some resistance. We've got a pivot line that we're not going to break through on this move. We might come up to this 50% line, which is right here. Obviously, this being the danger area, just around here. In fact, let's get that out of the way. This being the danger area. So it would be really good if we did want to come all the way up to there. Well, I would love it to come down to this area and start, if I can move this, start to take out some of this liquidity. It came back, it retested this pivot line. It would be wonderful even now if we said, okay, if it comes back up to here, I'd hop in a short position. I'd put something up here. I'd either go for this at the 2.5 or even go for somewhere over here, which would even be a 4%er. That's what I'm looking at. Why? Because historically, even after this massive move, it came down, retested everything, pushes up. It's going to be leaving all this imbalance, all this free liquidity, all this money that just hasn't been retested at all. Just all these levels right here. And if we go from, again, the top to the bottom, fact, I might turn that around because we'll be looking for it to come down. Give me 1 second, guys. Bottom to top. In this area, we have the 50%. We have the 618.71 area. I would love it, even if it actually came down to this 0.618 area, which we've bounced off already, then going in for a buy. So somewhere around this 618 line right here, coming in and possibly having a buy. Yes, it could dip further. What would we be looking for? Already we can see it's starting to have the exact same form as this area over here, this area over here, where we're getting a lot of wicks going in, smaller bodies, etc. That's what we're looking for in terms of hopping out of the market and, well, going the opposite way, I should say. And that's what appears to be starting here. Would you hop in it straight away? Absolutely not. You wouldn't. Oops, sorry, guys. Because we have this pivot line. We have this previous high that we keep on hitting and we're not breaking through. Yes, we're rejecting off it quite heavily. I would love it before it makes an absolute almighty run up to this area to just fall back down, touch somewhere in this area. I'd be looking to see if there's going to be massive candlesticks, these kinds of touches, dipping into the area and then having a big push coming up. That's what I would like to see. Exactly like this. Comes in almost like a hot water touch. It recoils so quickly and then you get a big push up to the upside. That's what I would be wanting to see. And again, if we got something like that around here, that would be my signal to hop in. And you would obviously, even if it came down to this line, wherever you put this behind whatever wick, you would be going for this in the long run. This would be a great target for you. Obviously, you'd be going for your 2% and then your 3% over here as well. So that's what I see in terms of the 1 hour chart, right? That's what I'm looking at right now in terms of the 1 hour. What am I looking at in terms of the half an hour? Well, again, this is kind of the touch that we're looking for in order for it to go up. In order for it to go up, it's really touched off this line right here. If you were very savvy and had already hopped in and put something around here, I mean, you already would have got your 2%. If you're looking for 3%, which is roughly in this line, if it did continue to go up and it was to mess around, that would be amazing. So if it comes back and say retests this level here and does one of these moves where it just comes back, quickly retouches it, and then you see a big move to the upside like one of these candlesticks, again, I would be hopping in somewhere around here, putting my stop loss behind here, and then aiming for a 1 to 2 and then a 1 to 3. That's what I'm looking for on that. Of course, however, if we see this come up, there's a big wick, just like before, it ends here on this line, touches it. We have this hot water thing that we're going off. That analogy happens up here. It's the opposite. I'm looking for that sell and I want to get in ASAP. And in terms of the 15 minutes, what do I see? I mean, again, it's an absolutely beautiful move. It's a beautiful move, but I do see this. A double top. That doesn't look too good. And if there was liquidity in terms of this, we've nearly tested it. We've nearly come up, and there's not that much liquidity up there. So even now, and this is a risky move, guys. This is a risky play. I would be doing something like this. Something like this, getting a 1.63. Just hopping in, hopping out, getting out in a matter of an hour, 2 hours, maybe no more than that. But again, we've had this massive move. Let's see what's going to happen. I can't write anything down right now. If it occurs, I'll send it out. If you've got any questions, post it in the comments. But until then, guys, you have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you in the next episode. Bye.